How's it going, everybody? I'm here with North Alabama Hiking, and today I am at the TVA Muscle Shoals Reservation on the nature trails over here. And for today's video, I wanted to hike y'all through a bit of an area with historical significance. It's really neat if you're doing that kind of stuff. I'm a history buff too, so I enjoy those kinds of things. And the TVA trails here, the rock pile trails, and the other loop trails, there's a lot of history from sections of it dealing with, you can see Wilson Dam and learn about that. A video I did just a few days back was I took y'all by the old Wilson steam plant, and for this one I've got a video that's kind of a short video, and I don't even talk on it. It just shows you the area. But this is the Civil War fort. This are the trench works actually, and so I'm actually going to talk about it and walk through it. And I picked today because there's not a lot of people here, and I don't have to worry about bothering anybody. So these fortifications that you see here, if you can see that trench work, I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but it's well defined and really easy to spot if you're hiking through this trail to it. And if you look out, this goes a lot longer distance than what you can see here. But so these trench works were built here in 1864, and they were built by the Confederate Army. It was General John Bell Hood's men who were stationed here, and they had to dig in because they were going to I think they were waiting on other people to get here, and they had to wait to cross the river. Now in that day, the Tennessee River was not controlled by dams, of course, and it had potential to flood and make it impassable, and it had potential to get really shallow. So I think that might have been part of the deal, was waiting on that too. So they had to stay here a few weeks, and they wanted to dig in the event of an attack, because this location where they were having to stay is right, like I said, it's you can about throw a rock and hit the river. And walk through here. You can pretty much throw a rock, hit the river, and that made them vulnerable to an attack from a Union gunboat, because the Union gunboats could travel this far up the river. And you can see right there in the background, there's the Tennessee River. So they could have been vulnerable to attack by digging these earth forts that protected them. Now, there was not a battle here. They never got attacked, and they waited here for a number of weeks, 3 weeks or so, until it was time to move on. And so now the next thing that after they left here, they crossed the river, went up into Tennessee, where they had a kind of a historic battle in Franklin, Tennessee, where these particular men that were stationed here took a lot of losses, and that they ended up having to retreat back. But as far as the purpose of this here was to dig in and wait until time to move on. and they dug these earthworks were built in several areas, and this was the easiest way to make a fort. Basically, was to dig these trenches, and these earth walls provided very good protection against cannon, artillery, or in this case, Union gunboats coming up the river. Now, there were forts in other places along Muscle Shoals in Florence. On the Florence side of the river, where the Florence Coliseum is, there was a fort established there that I think did come under some fire. And then there was another fort. If you go on the other side of Wilson Dam, I think the area was called Bainbridge or something like that. There was a fort built there that, my understanding, also came under some sort of an attack. But there were not a lot of, it was not a large battle in this area. There were skirmishes here and there in Tuscumbia and areas around Florence, outside of Florence, and but nothing I consider too major. But it's just really cool to me that there's still some of this stuff left over. The earth fortifications and stuff. Hopefully be here a long time, and people can walk through here and learn about it. And there's a sign somewhere along the roadway that tells you about this. But my last video I did on this, I didn't even talk on it. I just shot a quick video of the trenches and seemed to get a lot of attention. So for this one, I thought I would describe what you can see here. And this is just one of the many cool things that you can see if you come to hike the TVA Muscle Shoals Reservation. Also, if you like this kind of stuff, I also did a video of the Richard Martin Rail Trail in Altamont, where I talked about the Battle of Sulphur Creek Trestle, which happened on the southern section of that hiking trail. And you can go check that video out. But for this one, I wanted to cover just this particular section. It's not a long walk to get to it. If you park in the nature trail parking area, it's less than a 5-minute walk to get to the spot. And another great thing about the rest of this hike, if you choose to do other trails, you get some good hikes up along the bluffs and get some good views of the river. And this time of year is the best time to do this hike, because it is a lot of your growth goes away, and you can walk through the area better and see the area better. So do it in the winter if you get a chance. And you're also really close to the railroad bridge, which you can walk out on. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, I just thought I would do a video and talk about the Civil War history on this particular spot, and hope you enjoy it. And thanks for watching.